that we are live. If you guys can hear us, let us know in the chat. And we'll get started building in a minute. Today, we're building a AI onboarding tool. So the goal here is that we're going to be focusing on building a text-like chat experience with ChatGPT, whilst also building out some UI that's going to support onboarding some new users. So I'm pretty excited to get started. Let's see if we get anybody in, if I'm going to jump straight into building. Nice. Okay, let's start building some stuff, guys. Let's get into Lovable. So today we've got a completely empty Lovable project, and I've also connected it to Supabase in the top right up here as well. So we should be good to go in terms of building. Let's have a go. I'm going to build some onboarding steps, but I want to make our onboarding like a little bit special. And it's going to be for my team in this case, but you could easily apply it to yourself as well. In this case, I'm just going to start with a blank project, and let's get some UI down. One of the things I really like to do when sort of looking for inspiration is go to the usual suspect websites, Dribble, 21st Dev, etc. This time around, I want to get some ideas from some landing pages. So I'm just going to see what is currently trending landing page wise, get some inspiration. I really like these gradients with the black. It's pretty cool. I think we're going to use that. So let's take this element. Okay. Oh, that's my last string. Cool. So let's focus on style first. Style the blank page to be the entrance to an onboarding experience. Focus on the matching the design of the attached image. Take note of the black BG, white text, and the gradients. So here I'm just pointing out to Lovable, like, what are the most important parts that I want to try and match from the design that I'm giving it, being specific as well. So not just saying, hey, can you match this design and it just works, but actually like, you know, doubling down, pointing out like what are the things I like so I can try and get it closer to what I want and meet my expectations. So we'll see if this one runs okay. And we'll keep building. You got some music going? Look at the music. Yeah. I'm supported by August in chat today. So if you guys have any questions, August will bring them up and call them out. So please, if you have any, put them into chat and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Awesome. And this is there we go, cool. I'm liking it so far. Let's add some blurred circles for the gradient effect, matching the screenshot. So here, specifically, the gradient I want to make, usually if I was using something like Figma, you would blur some circles and add them in. So just giving direction here to Lovable and let it do the heavy lifting for me to create this blendy-ish kind of gradient. Super nice. I just want to get it down as a design aesthetic. It's always easier to start with the design when it comes to these things, locking something down that you like and then building the app on top of that. All right, this is good. So let's change up the fonts for a more elegant look. And also remove anything unnecessary. This should be the entrance page to an onboarding experience. So here's just like too much on the page for me. So I want to just get these fonts down a little bit because they're quite big at the moment. Elegant is a good word here because the LLMs pick up on that and kind of understand what you're going for. And then just giving context to what this component actually needs to be useful for, which is in this case onboarding, not so much a landing page, which is what it's got at the moment. So we'll just tweet this around. Okay, looks cool, very minimal. This is for an agency called Imaginary Space. I've got some ideas already. Let's make all the text much smaller, like SM size. So SM is a Tailwind class for small. So I'm just saying, like, can you use the small class here because Lovable's built on top of Tailwind. I've got a sick idea for this already. I think I want to try and see if I can find an element to use on 21st step to help. In this case, I'm going to look for a card, see what we can find. Clean. I love this holographic card, super cool. I might steal that and put it at the top with an image. That's pretty cool as well. Just looking for something that would hold an image quite nicely. This is nice. Problem is they're cards though, so they're a little bit too small for what I've got in mind. That's cool. I want something a little bit more impressive. So let's just keep looking. This is the point of digging for design assets. I think it's that card that I saw that was the most interesting to me. Awesome. I just want something impressive at the top, right? That gets people excited as soon as they land, because this is onboarding. Nobody loves onboarding. It's boring. So I just want to make it feel a little bit special. Add this card as a component above the text. Already it's got the sizings much better now, using that SM class that I asked for. Let's see if we can add the card above as well. In the meantime, I'm going to go to ChatGPT. Open a new chat. I'm going to ask it to generate a picture of a team in Bariloche, which is Patagonia here in Argentina, for a getaway startup trip. Studio Ghibli theme. On our website, if you haven't seen it already, shameful plug. We use like this theme, Studio Ghibli, for our stuff. So we've kind of kept it in our branding so far, and hence the Studio Ghibli themed picture for today. Let's go back to here. This is cool. I love the shine it's added. I don't think this is like the full component correct, but that's already added like a cool little interactive element for this onboarding to make it feel a little bit more special. Let's get our image, and I think this is going to definitely add a bit more to it in terms of life and a bit more part of business. Okay, we'll wait for that image to generate. It's going to be nice and long. I do really like this though. Let's add a BG image to the cards. Use something random from Unsplash, as Lovable has the LLM has a few URLs baked into it, so we can rely on that. I just want to see what an image would look like here, because I think it'd be really cool to have like a picture of the team that you're joining, and that kind of gets you excited to like start your onboarding, and then we'll move into a more like chat-like experience, which should make things a little bit easier in terms of information added. That's cool, dudes. I like it. The overlay gradient thing I think is broken from what I copied, but it does add a really nice glare, which I'm a fan of. So let's go back. Hopefully GPT is finished with our image. It's taking forever. Here we go. Great. I love this style at the moment. It's so cool, dude. Just to use for your assets. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to use Lovable's attach feature. And I'm going to grab this Studio Ghibli image. You can see a bunch that I've already generated for other projects. Replace the image with this one. Make the card maybe 3x bigger. Let's see. And the cool thing is, because we're doing this with Lovable and Supabase, at some point we're going to be able to add integrations into like Slack and other tools, especially if they have MCP, so we can get people invited to all of our tools frictionlessly. We don't need support staff or anything. We can just do it autonomously. And that's the whole cool thing about this tool. You can just build really cool internal tools super fast, super fast. All right, dude, I'm happy with this. So what do I want to do? I want to make sure, I want to keep the glare, but remove the imaginary space text from it. Also, the solid gray overlay should disappear as well, as it's blocking the colors of the image coming through. Still want the same hover effects and the same glare effects. Let's see if it can get this without breaking the component. This is looking cool though, nice shiny like glare now as we do this, very cool. It'd be cool if you click this card and it exploded or something, but I'll keep the wild ideas to the end, and we can carry on with this. Okay, apparently it's done it. So let's see. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, when you click Get Started, all of the elements animate away and you see the next screen. It's in a similar minimal style to the first, but is a chat window. And we're going to generate a portrait. So you can imagine how, like, if this was my team, right, I would just generate a portrait for that person, just give it to ChatGPT and it can do it. But this is a concept. I don't want to I don't want to troll any of my team, so I'm going to use their photos today. But I'm liking this, coming together already. Feels like a friendly onboarding experience for new hires. Nice. Cool. Perfect. What happened there with the animation? Nice. I want the chat proportions to still be the same as the current content on the first screen. Also, it should animate in, as it's not animating in at the moment. If you look here, I click get started, it's like filling the screen. So I want to make this smaller. And as well as clicking the back button and clicking get started, like kind of jolts in. I want to make that experience a little bit smoother for the team. Okay. And we're using different components, which is good. Sometimes you have to be careful with Lovable. It might create like a humongous file, and you want to keep your code file small. Okay, let's see. Okay, good. Okay, it needs to be a lot smaller, right? So chat needs to be a lot smaller, width and height-wise, similar to the card, but I guess 2x of that. So here's like a little trick I like to do with prompting, which is direct it to something that's already working. In this case, I can just point it to an element or component that I already know. And I can say, I like that, can you mimic it and just make it a little bit bigger? If you ever do want to figure out like what your components are called so you can be a bit more specific in your prompt, you can always open dev mode and there's different components in there as well. Hello, Joe, as well. Good to have you here, dude. If you have any questions, let us know. Today we are building an onboarding tool. Cool. Now, I've already added Superbase in this case. So I wonder if it's already gone ahead and connected to the API. No, so this is all just mock frontend. So I've connected Superbase, it's got nothing in there, but now what we're going to do is add an edge function so that I can talk to an AI assistant. In this case, I will tell Lovable to do that. So I'll say make an edge function that connects to ChatGPT and allows me to chat with an assistant in the message bubble. Now Lovable has Lovable already has like these docs in their knowledge files. So thankfully, I don't really have to say much more than that. It's asking me for an API key. So we're just gonna switch up my view here so I can go and do that in peace. And yeah, if you guys have any questions once I get that, let me know. Be happy to answer. When you need an API key. Hey, Azelion, good to see you, man. Thank you for joining. If you're just joining, we're building an internal tool to help people onboard new hires into their company. Right now, I am just getting my OpenAI key. Yeah, go ahead with your question. Feel free to fire through. We build primarily in Lovable, and Lovable uses Vite, so that's where we're at the moment with that one. I do know there are lots of benefits to using other stacks, and I would say it's down to what your project is as well. So if you're trying to build simple apps like we are, I think Lovable is a perfect fit for that. Okay, I added my API key. So now Lovable's going to do its thing. It's going to create an edge function, which is like a way for Lovable to securely talk to OpenAI and back to your app. It's like the middleman between the two. And it's going to then also add that functionality to our front-end component. So let's wait for that. Cool. And then I'm going to go to the account that this was on, which is in, I have too many Superbase projects, dev server 2, I believe. Is that what we call this? Oh no, dev server. Whoops. Okay, cool. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into the edge functions, and you'll see here there's this ChatGPT one I just made. What I'm going to do, just for testing purposes, is I'm going to turn off JWT. That means anybody can call this, which is okay for this stream, but make sure you turn it back on when you publish your website. And don't say I didn't warn you. That was your security warning for today. So this looks awesome. I love that it's added this. Okay, that was really cool. And it looks like we're getting some chat responses as well. Okay, what are we going to do next? Next, we're going to add function calling. And I'm going to bring that up because it's a really useful way to get your AI assistant to do things for you. You can see here that we can give our AI assistants tools. And then the model can use it when the user asks for something like, what is the weather in Paris today? It's going to use this tool to get the weather and allow us to move forward. So what do we want this assistant to do? We want this assistant to capture some basic information about our user. And we also want it to then save that to the database afterwards, so it's saved to their profile. What we're going to need to do here, well, we're going to need to go back a step because we've got this lovely front-end UI, and we've got to this step here where we're ready to collect the information, but we need user profiles, and we probably only want to let our staff log in as well. So let's do that. Add a step before the onboarding welcome page where the user has to log in. Use glass morphism and the same font sizes / border colors, etc. from welcome page. So again, pointing Lovable to components I already have in the project and the design that I want to copy or use stylings from, so I can make sure that font sizes, etc., match across the app. But also in this case, also just directing it to add a step before onboarding, so we can add login. Users can log in, and then we can collect their information and save that to their profile in the database. Always waiting for prompts. Always waiting for prompts. It's going to be great one day when these run like that, and we don't have to wait. But for now, we wait and we watch the code. Don't feel shy as well about reading code. I think it really helps to understand what's going on under your app in general. So definitely take a look. Do I have a list of prompts to recommend for beginners on Lovable? Feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to give you a link to my course for free, so you can check that out and use it. It is a great place to start learning about Lovable. But I've also done a bunch of streams with the Lovable team. So if you go on their website, their YouTube, you'll be able to find all of our past recordings on there. Definitely check them out. They're really useful. Okay, we're at this stage where we're creating a login. I'm going to do sign up and put in a random password and email. Hopefully I don't have a user already. I do. So we're going to do test@imaginaryspace.co.uk. All right, now the user's logged in, so we can actually save some data to their profile. Let's make sure when a new user is made, we add a profile to the profile table, and there's space in a JSON B column for the user's onboarding info that we will collect. So sometimes when you add a login, Lovable will just add a profiles table for you immediately. Because this is a project I've already used, I have to tell it to do it. But 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't have to. You can see if it's done it correctly, because what it will do is say, would you like me to create this table, which is called profiles? It's also added some other metadata for me, including the onboarding data, and if the onboarding has already been completed or not as well. that's quite cool because in the future you could see how we could skip these screens if somebody's already completed their onboarding and just show them our team panel in this case. Okay, cool. So I think that's done. I just need to double check. I think I'm going to have to log out because I don't think I have a profile. Nope. So what we're going to do is go back to here, add a logout button to the welcome screen because I don't have one, lol. And let's get one added. Afterwards, I'll be able to hopefully log out and log back in, and it's going to create me a profile. So let's see if that works. We're going to need to charge the Mac as well. A class with Harry.com. If you go there, you should be able to see it. I'm sure Algus will bring it up on screen as well, so you can scan it or find it. Okay, cool. Logout button got added. Let's click that. Let's now make a new account again. We'll call this testing2 imaginarySpace.co.uk. Again, just a fake password, which is testing. All right, cool. Now we should see that a profile appeared here in Supabase. Perfect, here I am, full name, onboarding data, etc. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to copy this page, which talks about function calling for assistance. We're going to come back to Lovable, and we're going to tell it, for AI assistant, its goal should be to collect the user's name, and then also some onboarding questions, the things I'd like to know about my staff are. So I'd like to know when their birthday is. I'd like to know what their favorite activities outside of work are. I'd also like it to collect gift preferences, should they ever come about, and also holiday preferences. Okay, God knows what else we put in onboarding, but for now that should do. I'm sure we can collect a bunch of data if we wanted to. Use function calling to save this to the user's profile once we have collected all info. Important to make sure the assistant is fun, snappy, and engaging, because I don't want the onboarding to be boring with the assistant. It shouldn't feel like a chore to do it. It should feel a little bit fun. They just joined the company. We want them to feel a little bit like, wow, this is cool. So do it this. Okay, I'm going up. It's copied all of the prompts. So let's double check what it is. And then I'll check the comments. Okay. Use tools from OpenAI to save to Supabase DB. What do I think about V0? It's a cool tool. I've used it a lot. It does a cable in the side of the camera. Just pull that out from the camera and then throw me the cable here. Thank you. What do I think about V0? I used it a lot when it first came out, but I've been a lovable fanboy since the beginning. I still think it's better, but V0 is definitely a cool tool. I don't know. Have you used it? What do you think about it? Cool. And this is where one of those cases of like knowing how to recode can help, because I can just double check that it's done everything. Look, it's collecting the data, which is cool. 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 Yeah, awesome. Nice. Perfect. let's go to that page now. And here we are. Welcome to the team in Friendly AI and Assistant. Let's get that portrait. No, I meant like an office portrait shot for Slack profile picture of one person. So I got it slightly wrong there, but that's okay. We're going to come back to Lovable. I'm just going to type to our assistant. So let's start with the basics. What's your name? It's Harry. Also to meet Harry now, can you tell me your full name, including any middle names you may have? It's Harry James Mackay. When is your birthday? It's the 4th of the 2nd, 1997. Oh, whoops. 1997 dash 02 dash 04. I'm sure there's something we could fix in the prompting. Almost there, just time. I did not see that. I wish it would just take that. That's something to improve in the prompt. Let's dive into some fun stuff. What are your favorite activities you do outside of work? Do you have any hobbies or interests that you love? I love climbing, skateboarding, and snowboarding. I love fashion. So anything around that as a gift is always a treat for me. Okay. I mean, I'm here in South America, right? But I love going to the USA, Dubai, and Japan. Although I've never been to Japan, so that's one to do in the future. So that's a good summary. I'll try to save it. Okay, and let's see if it worked the first time around. Sometimes there are bugs. Oh, it's looking good there. Full name? Yes, there you go. And in a chat-like experience, we're done. Okay, let's add one final thing to this onboarding. So I want to create a celebration screen afterwards. So if the user completes onboarding, we should show them a final screen. Use the welcome screen assets again for right now. I want to create something epic to celebrate them finishing their onboarding. So let's find something even cooler than what we had last time. Again, looking at cards, something that would be awesome. Some cool images. That's a very cool curtain effect. So adorable once at Acco Workspace, it was nice, but I'm not a fan that I only use Invite since I've been working lately more with Next.js. So. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's a really cool tool. I would highly recommend it. I'm surprised that that you prefer it over some other stuff, because I'd say it's pretty powerful in regards to what it can do. Ah, this looks cool. So I'm still no closer to finding my epic. Congratulations, you finished your onboarding. Nice. We're going to add this as our AI avatar. Cool. Let's get that in. Come back here. I want to just like end with something that's a bit like, I don't know, something that's cool, right? Maybe I'll build something myself. let's go back to the project. So onboarding completed. So there's another thing to add here, which is just in the steps for the onboarding. I'd like you to add in the steps for onboarding. If the user has onboarding completed true, skip chat and show celebration complete page. Let's check our avatar got added for the chat. Here he is. There we go. Nice. So you can see just a few small items from 21st Dev and a bit of prompting. You can actually build out a cool little tool in, what, how long have we been streaming now? 35 minutes. Insane. Works with OpenAI, collects all the information with an assistant. Insane. So now we just want that effect where, like, if I've completed my onboarding, then I want to just be moved straight to a celebration screen. So I'm not like repeating myself and having to put more information in. I'm gonna get a cheeky snooze. Thank you, Algis. Shout out Algis on behind the chat if you guys have any questions. He's the guy. Cool, look, this is nice. Welcome to the team, onboarding complete, continue to dashboard. And then the next part, I guess, will be we'll build out a little bit more of a dashboard. First of all, I want to clean this up. So I don't want any of this. Actually, on the completion page, remove the tick and the card above. So we just start with a blank screen. Cool if there's a curtain effect between screens, actually. That might be a cool little tweak to make the animations between each screen feel a bit better. Let's see. Cool, perfect. So now what I'm going to do is add a p5.js bg to the completion screen. Every now and then, colored lines fall down specific tracks, looking like rain, but following the grid line. Cool. Now, P5.js, if you're not sure what it is, one of my favorite tools ever to be integrated with Lovable. It lets you create cool little animations and such, as it says, friendly tool for learning code and making art. So it's a great little tool to just build about anything with physics or animations, etc. In our case, we're going to use it to create a cool little animated background for this welcome screen. And I want a trophy or something like that, like some sort of like trophy or medal. They've just completed onboarding. They got through that boring experience and now they're at the end. So I want to make them feel a little bit good for their hard work. Let's see if there's anything on 21st Dev for medals. If not, we might get creative with our own. Okay, and let's just try to fix this as well. So some of the most downloaded, maybe there's a common one that people use. Very cool. I like that button. Hmm. The best thing to set up there would probably be Shopify is really good, but you could build everything with Lovable and Stripe integrated as well to have your own custom experience, and then you're just paying Stripe fees. You're not paying Shopify fees. Depends what you need. If you need something quick out of the box, just go with Shopify. If you have time, build it with Lovable. This is awesome. I can't see the grid lines. Also add trails and make them ASCII art. Like ASCII art is like a way to create art with symbols from a computer. So I want to like incorporate that design pattern into here. We're a software company, so it kind of makes sense with our branding. And some trails as well. I'd like it so like instead of it just being a full block, it's like a little bit colored at the bottom part, and then it gets faded as it goes up, so it really looks like it's falling. Oh, this is awesome. Make sure they follow the grid lines. See if we can get this last little fix in. Nice, there we go. I love it. Would be cool if I click my mouse on a line, it spawns a bunch. No, I'm just playing really. With just like messing around and doing feeling a bit creative. This looks really cool though, and I'm pretty happy with what we built in 45 minutes. Cool. So apparently now, if I click these lines, it should work. But I think they're way too thin for me to fill. And I look, I did do it, look, but it's done like 500, so it's like lagging the whole experience. Let's remove that and optimize frame rate as well. Spawned so much. I don't know how laggy the stream is for everyone right now, but on my screen it is full lag. Okay, cool. Nice. Added a cool little weird effect where it's like shimmering, which is funny. I might what I do here is just go back to the original one that was working. Sometimes it's best to do that than just to dig yourself into a hole. There we go. Looking really cool. Okay, so guys, let's go back over what we've done today. To the completion screen. We actually just built a little onboarding tool in about 45 minutes, which is pretty cool. So let's do a summary, and then we can end it here. I'm just going to add a logout button so I can actually get out of this experience and restart it so we can see it from the beginning. And we'll add real time to onboarding completed so we can move the user as soon as they finish their onboarding. Do. Cool. So real-time is a super base functionality. It just allows you to get like updates about your data in real time. No joke intended, no pun intended. So in this case, I'm turning it on for profiles so that as soon as my onboarding completed is done, it's going to kick me hopefully into the next screen and we can do a whole little experience. Okay, let's log out and let's try it from scratch. So signing up, let's do Harry-test and just a bogus password again. All right. I'll wait for this SQL to execute because I'm a little bit nervous, but I think this is good. And this is finished anyway. Cool. Let's sign up. Welcome to Imaginary Space. We've got this beautiful card effect and a picture of my team, hopefully your team, which we got from 21st Dev, which is cool. We can go into this chat experience, and I think we're going to have a bug that we're going to fix live on stream. So let's get our inspector open as well, and we can look at the console. But Lovable can also read our logs, so it thinks it's already identified what the problem is, which is awesome. And let's see if it can just fix it itself. That would be great. No, I don't have to worry about it. Shout out to August again, everybody on chat today. Help me out. Top man, top man. Okay, and you see here what I told you that like some files can get really big. Chat window's starting to get big, so Lovable's already starting to say like, hey, you may want to refactor this into components, but we should be okay. I want to wait for this to, can we publish? Cool. Nice, let's hit get started. Checking your progress, good. I hadn't completed onboarding, so it's pushed me through. It's Harry, James, Mackay, Roper. It's 1997-02-04. You can see how this could be a voice experience as well in the future. That'd be pretty cool. Snowboarding and skateboarding. Do I have a favorite spot? The mountains in Austria, which is where my family are. Books on business, mindfulness, and meditation. Austria, USA, Dubai, Japan, anywhere in the world. Great, look at that. It even worked. It pushed me to the completion. Let's just double check for sanity's sake that my profile is here with all the saved data. Which it is. Cool. Harry Test. Got my full name, gift preferences, activities, and I completed onboarding as well. So obviously the next step after that is it pushes me to the completed, and then we would push our user into the dashboard and start building some tools out to help the team. But hopefully what that showed you is how easy it is to build a chat-based onboarding experience inside Lovable. We did that in what, like 50 minutes with a few hiccups as well. So I'm pretty happy with our progress for this one. If you found this video interesting at all, I'm going to put a bunch more on your YouTube. So please go subscribe as Harry Mackay Roper. You can also find us Imaginary Space on the internet and just anywhere else. Again, big thanks to August who helped me with this live stream. And if there's anything that we can build on the next one that you guys would like to know more about, just ping me on Twitter or anywhere that you can find me online, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. All right, guys, thank you so much for being part of the stream. Really enjoyed building this with you. And